Hey everyone, it's Charlie Naebeck with Coffee X Cameras and Creative ID Co. Today, I'm bringing you a different, relaxed, friendly guide to creating your photography website in 2024. Think of me as a friend who's here to help you navigate the different digital world. Let's get your art in the spotlight that it deserves. And today, I'm actually going to cover the best practices for your photography website. I'm going to tell you about why a website matters. Imagine your website is your online home where your photography lives. In 2024, this is where your story unfolds. But having a website can be technical, it can be confusing, or it can even make you angry depending on your experience with it. Not to mention that if you do set one up, actually getting visitors is a whole different beast. Yet your website is your digital business card, and these days that's really important. Without one, you can still go knocking on doors, and you can still shake hands, and you can still smile at people to tell them about what you do with your photography. But with one, many more people can find you a lot easier. Not to mention, with a great modern design and the right copy of how you market yourself and how you write things on your website, can turn good photography into great photography and opportunities. If you want to get your photography seen, being present in the digital realm with a home page to direct all of your socials to is also important. Socials come and go, and if something like Instagram, for example, went out of business tomorrow, would you actually have your thousands of followers and your likes? You sure wouldn't. And that's why owning a website in 2024 matters more than ever. You get to interact with those who actually follow you as much or as little as you like. And you can also share every update about your photography or what you're doing along the way. Now, we're going to talk about design that speaks to your art. So, your website's design should be a mirror of your art. Clean, engaging, and true to your style. For example, maybe you're a landscape photographer. You might be drawn to a more outdoorsy design for your page that has rugged and maybe it has an earthy feel. Whereas if you're a wedding photographer, for example, maybe you want a white, clean page that is actually designed to flawlessly take your potential clients through who you are, what you're actually servicing, and what your pricing is going to be and things like that you can do for them. These simple 3 steps can help you to gain meetings and leads with potential customers, which in turn will fuel your wedding business, and then it'll actually book it into the future. One must be proactive in 2024 to give the client an experience on your website that resonates with them. It must not just be about posting your photos anymore. You can't just post them up and expect people to do that. It's about setting the vibe and the bar of what you want your clients to actually feel every step of the way when they work with you. And this is where great design that speaks to your photography and your style comes into play. In this mobile-first world, a responsive and fast website is like having a friendly handshake. It's essential. Here's the truth. Over 83% of your viewers on your website in time are going to view your site on a mobile device. Desktops and laptops are cool, but let's be real. No one wants to carry them around. Hence, having the user experience reply on your site in a very quick time and in a way that speaks to your clients or possible customers is everything. Did you know that in the first 3 seconds of a website visitor's first visit to your site that they either decide to stay and browse or they decide to leave your page and then never return? You want to catch them with responsive design, speed, and great content that'll keep them coming back. Simplifying SEO is also important. SEO can actually sound intimidating, right? But it's just about helping people to find your amazing work. Let's demystify it together today. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. And the biggest mistake that photographers actually make is to be way too general about what you do. For example, when you're starting out as a photographer, it's really easy to say that you do street photography, you do landscapes, you do photographing your cousin's wedding twice removed, and then someone told you that you should also photograph for credit. And you photograph for their business because it would look great in your portfolio. Yet, here's the deal. If you have one photo in each of these styles for starters, what does it say about you and your business? The first piece of advice that I have for setting up SEO is to define you your photography style and what you shoot. Once you decide that you don't like any of that random photography work and decide that photography, maybe macro figurines at midnight under Jello, you're onto something, because that's what you got. Sounds weird, but here's the honest answer. The more specific that you can really be about what you are passionate about, the more that sites like Google serve up your website instead of Joe Schmo's or whoever else is a generalist. So take some time to experiment with your photography to actually decide what you really want to enjoy. It's okay to be in multiple genres, but come up with 10 to 15 of your best images for each style that you actually want to shoot in, and then make separate pages on your site for these. And then you can market accordingly, so that you can create different separate keywords. And you could also create a different appropriate SEO strategy to drive traffic to these portfolios, or even a simple landing page that you may create. And my advice, simple is always best. If you keep giving folks too many different options, they're going to get overwhelmed and they're going to choose none. Not to mention that when you put those Jello macro figurines up on your website, having different keywords on those photos about Jello, macro, and figurines will be important. And these keywords will not actually apply to your landscape or other styles of photos. People lose attention on your site very, very quickly. So market your passions and not just your general photography. One good start for this is also to keep a different notebook with you and to do some different free writing about what you're passionate about, basically. You can always change it up down the road, but it will be a good start to stick with something for at least a year so that you can actually explore it fully and watch your SEO soar. And SEO is a lot more than keywords too. If you need help, I'm happy to sit down with you on a Zoom meeting, and then you can bring me in to help with a different strategy for your work to win. Now, social media and making connections is a big important part too. Linking your social media shouldn't be a headache. It's about weaving your online presence into a cohesive story. So what's your story? This part comes after you figured out your styles and your niche in photography. And also, lots of people are hot to trot to create social media pages on all the socials. I would encourage you to test socials with a designated campaign and that sticks with your niche and your style. The goal is to connect with those that are similar to you that will hire you for your work. Posting low-hanging fruit does not fly also. This is for those of you that limit yourself to simply posting up selfies on vacation, models, pretty landscapes, random street photos, or whatever. I'm not picking on you here, really, but here's your voice. Where's your voice? And where's your story behind these images? Posting things solely for likes and follows will not get you too far, but once you know your story and you have a cohesive way to get it out there and to share it with your audience, you'll actually win and you're going to get way further with your goals. Also, one big tip that I could share with you today is to spend a little bit of time each day to find 3 new people that actually do what you do, or to follow the tags of what you do, and look at their posts, genuinely comment on them, and befriend these folks. Building your network goes a lot further when you're actually social instead of just posting up and then hearing crickets, because you think you're entitled to people automatically finding your work and then an algorithm that buries you if you're not social. Now, online sales and bookings come up on here. Here's how to make it easy too. Selling prints or booking shoots online should be straightforward for you and your clients. If setting up a different online store or booking system seems daunting, it's okay. We've all been there at one point or another, and myself included. The idea is to make the sales process really as simple as possible for your clients and buyers. Let me repeat that, as simple as possible. And the more that you make your visitors jump through hoops to buy anything on your website, the more potential that you have to lose a potential sale. Remember how I said that the average visitor to your site has a 3-second attention span. It's true, and the scary part is that the attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. Now, content that keeps them coming back. Let's talk about content creation on this as well for your website. Your website needs fresh, engaging content. Maybe a blog or latest work section. Not sure what to post? Well, start with writing about what you know. Write about your work and write about your experiences with your work. People appreciate a genuine content that resonates with them more than they actually do with that of content that tries too hard to sell them on things without actually trying to help. It doesn't really provide a solution to a problem that someone might my experience as well. What does your photography solve for someone? For the example that I made earlier above, about being a wedding photographer, for example, maybe your service gives a couple beautiful images to remember for a lifetime. They don't have an expensive quality camera and to capture images that they want, nor the knowledge of how to actually take photos of themselves. Hence, your service fixes that problem for them. Just like if you're a product photographer, small and large business owners are in the same boat. Not to mention, they aren't photographers, so you can actually take care of them too, and you can do quick turnarounds with great photography. There's a lot of opportunities out there and partnerships can be made. And as far as content goes, I would document everything that you do with your photography. Talk about the good, talk about the bad and the ugly aspects also. Don't be just one thing. You can't get over the idea of perfect content. Perfect content doesn't exist, and the more you actually find you are real, the more people resonate with you. Talk to people as if you're talking to yourself or your friends. Treat them with respect, and it goes a long way with authenticity. Not to mention, when you're posting up content, take some time to do your homework and actually know about what you are talking about. That's a big thing right there. There's so many influencers these days that try to post simply to make quick money. Sure, some make a few quick bucks, but that's not sustainable in the long run. And you may see them not making anything, and a year or 5 years down the road, they'll disappear. So post what's meaningful and engaging to you, and you're going to find your audience as you engage with others like you, and to build two-way street in time. Time and consistency are the real secrets here and the key. And the user experience is important too. Keep it friendly. Don't keep it negative or anything like that. Navigating your site should be as enjoyable as looking at your photos. If you're puzzled about layout and user flow, let's work it out together. As I mentioned above, I would suggest to anyone to keep it simple. A nice clean layout with a handful of photos that you can actually share a potential viewer or client goes a long way versus heavy, slow-loading, complex site with 50 hoops to jump through. Now, to get to the photos, you don't want to make them wait. When I help people design their UI and UX experience with CoffeeX cameras and Creative ID Code, I think about the least amount of resistance to get people inspired and to get them thinking about the real message of site. If you were to sum up what you do with your photography in a short sentence, what is it that you would actually say? That is how your navigation should be on your site. Short and sweet, straight to the point. Respect people's time, get straight to the point, and they will hire you over Uncle Bob, who has a fancy DSLR or mirrorless whatever, for vacation photos when you give them an experience that actually gets them to what they want, and it gives them quality work. Tell your story as well. Tell it beautifully. Every different photographer has a unique story. Your website is where that story comes to life. If you think that you do not have a story and that your story is boring, think again. For example, I grew up on a farm in rural Michigan, and one day I basically moved to the city and I took pictures. If I tell my story like that, people are going to get bored or they don't have any idea of what I am talking about. Yet if I tell my story in an inspiring way, where I share that my grandmother, who I love dearly by the way, before she passed, she gave me the greatest gift of a lifetime when she gifted me my first camera at age 10. She was also an amazing photographer in her own right. This gift has given me experiences that I have never dreamed of by giving me the opportunity to see the world and to meet thousands of amazing people. I even met my beautiful wife through photography. If I tell my story like this, it paints a visual in the mind that everyone can actually relate to. Many people have a grandma. Mine was one of the best that there is. Many people have traveled with their camera and love to experience different places to make images. And also, many document their families and have met others that are the closest to them in their lives through photography. That's actually the catalyst, is photography. So if you think that you don't have a story, you're wrong. Everyone has a story, and if you need help telling it, let me know. I'm here and I'm happy to workshop it with you. Jump on Zoom, we'll figure it out. Here's a special offer y'all out there too. Here's the thing, building a few is a lot of work. There's a huge learning curve that's there if you've never done it before. And it's pretty easy to mess it up. where your images, maybe your posts, never get seen without the proper strategies and techniques to get the job done. In fact, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Over 90% of photographers out there get very little to no traffic because they don't think of their site as a tool, as their digital business card, or worse, it's that they put in a ton of hard work thinking that maybe their site will make them a killing, and they're actually missing one key step to actually make it win for them. And with one of their tactics or promotional efforts, they lose. So I'm here to say, friends, building a website can be a journey, and I'd love to join you on yours to help you with all of this. I have made all the necessary mistakes to learn all the necessary techniques to win. And for this week only, I'm offering a special deal to build your website for you, complete with SEO and security, for just $1,500. That's $4,000 off the normal price of this package of $5,500. If you're looking for a friend in this digital world, reach out to me at CoffeeX Cameras and Creative ID Code. Let's make your website as stunning as your photography. Don't forget to subscribe for more different friendly advice on my channel, and thank you for spending this time with me. I can't wait to see you win, and I really hope that you enjoyed these tips today for your website. And also, don't forget to like and turn on notifications here on the channel. That really helps me out, and next week I'm going to actually share a video on the power of networking in photography. I'm going to give you some more tips. I'm going to teach you the things like how to get started with building a community around your photography. I'm going to share different ways that photography groups and different challenges can help you to win. And I'm going to tell some personal stories on how networking can lead you to who and what you want to see in your life. I look forward to checking it all out with you and sharing this with y'all and more. Until next time, have a great week. Happy shooting to you. P.S. If you want me to help you with your website to take advantage of today's offer, you're welcome to reach out to me at www.coffeexcameras.com or www.creativeid.com.